the President initiates and writes the content. Therefore, the President initiates the crafting and writes the content of that instrument which has the effect of law, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes. The effect of treaty on domestic legislation, I think we need to qualify it a bit in order to be able to see how it relates to domestic law. Okay.
Very well, Your Honor.
International law has traditionally affected the relationships of two states, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Insofar as the subject matter of international law, especially of treaties before, it was only between state to state, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor, as far as classical international is
And
concerned.
therefore, whenever there is a treaty under the old conditions, it only affects the roles of the representatives of the state vis-a-vis another state, correct?
Yes, Your Honor,
Yes.
so the procedure, Your Honor.
And
that's
of
correct.
course, there is a possibility that the treaty will also affect the relationship of the citizen of another country sojourning or passing through the other state. Is that not correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
In which case, therefore, that treaty has effect only because it commits the host state to the other state as to how it will treat the nationals from the other state. Is that not correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes. Okay. The third situation is when a treaty, like a human rights treaty, has the effect of committing a state with respect to its behavior, with respect to its own citizens. Is that not correct?
Agree, Your Honor.
Yes. Tax treaties, are they of the first, the second, or the third kind?
Well, that concerns, usually tax treaties, Your Honor, has a bilateral nature.
Yes.
So it concerns, it would
second.
concern simultaneously, Your Honor,
It affects whatever taxes that a boxer who boxes in the
Yes,
United
Your Honor.
States earns. Therefore, the treatment on income tax is dependent on the tax treaty. Is that not correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
VFA, visiting forces agreements,
That's correct, Your Honor.
also with respect to the second, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, with respect to the treaty that we are now considering, it has as its core obligations of the state vis-a-vis its nationals. Is that not correct?
Yes, and more, Your Honor.
And with respect to that, it internationalizes 4 sets of crimes. Is that not correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes. It creates not only an obligation, but also liability for the first time, correct?
Yes, as a
Well,
permanent
for
court,
some,
Your
but
Honor.
not all.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And these 4 sets of crimes are genocide. The second is war crimes.
Yes, Your Honor.
The third is crimes
Yes,
against
against
humanity.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the third one is the crime of aggression.
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct? Okay. So with respect to these 4, it means that a state is committing that it will not commit all of these crimes vis-a-vis its own nationals. Is that not correct?
Yes, that's one part of the Rome Statute, Your Honor.
Yes, the Rome Statute. That is the core part because International Criminal Court has a crime that it prosecutes, correct?
The most serious crimes, Your Honor.
Yes. Well, in terms of violations of the Geneva norms, it is not most serious but grave.
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct?
And they have been...
in terms of The Hague, it is serious,
Yes, Your
not
Honor.
grave. Correct?
That's correct, Your
In terms of crimes against humanity, it depends. Correct? Yes, and there are, of course, the introduction lately in the Rome Statute of gendered crimes, which are not found in the Geneva Convention clearly or in the Hague Convention. Is
Yes,
that
Your
not
Honor.
correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So we have to qualify that. The point there is that here we have an obligation of the state vis-a-vis its nationals. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And with respect to the Rome Statute, before it was ratified by the Senate, there was already a law, correct?
Yes, 1 year
Yes.
before, Your Honor.
But there was a law.
That's the
Before.
RA 9851, Your Honor.
Yes, which your group helped in negotiating, correct?
That's correct, Your
Yes. And Republic Act 9851, therefore, is a law which gave the President more powers to accede to that particular treaty, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, because that's
Yes.
provided in Section 15
Now,
of
in
the law.
terms of Republic Act 9851, is there an acceptance of the procedures under the Rome Statute?
Yes, Your Honor, because the core crimes are there, Your Honor.
No procedures,
The procedures are not laid down
not
in...
laid down. In fact, there is only one specific provision in the Republic Act 9851 which refers to conventions and treaties which have already been ratified. Is that not correct?
That's in Section 15, Your Honor.
It does not mention the Rome Statute,
It
correct?
does not, Your Honor.
Republic Act 9851 was not the authorizing statute for the President to accede to the Rome Statute.
No, Your Honor, it's independent but complementary, Your Honor.
Yes. So, if Congress wanted to bind the future generations with respect to the remedies under the Rome Statute, it could have as easily provided in Republic Act 9851. Correct?
Well, we believe, Your Honor, that in fact the Rome Statute.
Could it have provided in 9851 that the law authorizes the President and therefore accepts, the House and the Senate accepts, that there will be complementarity, there will be an added layer in terms of these crimes?
Well, implicitly that is provided for, Your Honor, in Section 15 and Section 2 of the law, Your Honor. Because there's an enumeration there, Your Honor, of so many obligations and
that's obligations. I'm not referring to the obligations.
And
there's a difference between substantive crimes and the procedure for the crimes. Is that not correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
For example, the triggers for jurisdiction. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
For example, Article 17. Correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
For example, the acceptance of the crime of aggression. 15,
That's correct, Your Honor.
15 bis, and the following. Correct?
That's correct, Your Honor,
Yes.
because the Rome
So
Statute
there are provisions in the Rome Statute which were not included in Republic Act 9851. Is that not correct?
Yes, because they're not necessarily really, you know.
So Republic Act 9851 was produced through deliberations in the House and the Senate, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And the House and the Senate did not produce the obligation on the part of the President to follow the rule on complementarity, gravity, office of the prosecutor, and the International Criminal Court,
I
correct?
disagree, Your Honor, because all over the law, Your Honor, you have
Show me.
those provisions, Your Honor.
Show me.
Well, Your Honor, let me refer the court, Your Honor, to...
Where is the provision on gravity? The requirement of gravity before prosecution.
Well, Your Honor, that is implicit in complementarity, Your Honor. And according to the...
Show me. In Article 17, it is very clear under Article 17, Section D.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct, Your Honor.
What about in 9851?
Because, Your Honor,
So the House and the Senate agreed that only these parts of the International Criminal Court will be covered by domestic legislation, correct?
because, Your Honor, that's also at the heart
Can
of
you answer my
complementarity.
question? The House and the Senate agreed that only these parts of the Rome Statute would be part of domestic legislation, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
There is no commitment under the domestic legislation to bind future generations as to another layer of a court. Is that not correct?
Well, we disagree, Your Honor, because with respect, Your Honor, to implementing
Where in the law
obligations-
does it say that the President should bind ourselves to a additional layer?
Your Honor, may I refer, Your Honor, for instance, to the age to interpretation provided for in Section
Okay,
15.
read it. Does it say International Criminal Court? Does it accept another court?
Your Honor, Section 15 says that applicability of international law in the application of an interpretation of this act. Philippine courts...
Interpretation of the act, which means the text must already be there.
It
Where
is-
is the text which actually says that it recognizes or allows the President to add another court?
Because, Your Honor, the RA 9851 is almost an exact copy of the Rome Statute, and the Rome Statute, Your Honor, is a
You're not
codification-
answering my question, you're eliding my question. My question is, where in that statute, so that we finish immediately, so
Very
that
well,
we
Your
can
Honor.
go home,
Eh,
okay?
It's not there expressly, Your Honor.
Not expressly.
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
the House and the Senate did not pass. The House, representative of the people, the Senate, elected at large, passed a law which did not include portions of the Rome Statute but copied the core provisions, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes. So when the President removed the treaty or withdrew from the treaty, did it violate a law?
It did, Your Honor.
Which law?
Many laws, Your Honor, we are parties to so many treaties, Your Honor. For instance, the 4 Geneva Conventions.
Which one? Which convention?
The 4 Geneva Conventions, Your Honor.
The Geneva Conventions.
Yes, and
have we withdrawn from the Geneva Conventions?
we are not, Your Honor, but all of these
Have we
conventions.
withdrawn from Protocol 1 of the Geneva
Your Honor.
Convention of 1949? Have we withdrawn from Protocol 2 of the Geneva Convention?
No, Your Honor, but our
Have we
answer.
withdrawn from the Hague Convention of 1907?
No, Your Honor.
So, what are you saying? We have also withdrawn from the Geneva Convention? Are the provisions of the Geneva Conventions already in Republic Act 9851?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did we withdraw 9851?
Well, that is not our
So be
answer, Your
careful,
Honor.
counsel. Don't do what a law student does. You answer the question.
We did
Okay.
not, Your Honor.
The question is, here we have a law passed by the House and the Senate. The House and the Senate, through a law, decided that only these portions of the Rome Statute will bind the Philippines. Correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Only by treaty did we add certain
Yes, Your
other
Honor.
things.
That's correct, Your Honor.
With the President withdrawing from the treaty, did the President violate this statute?
And
Did the President withdraw from 9851?
may I qualify my answer, Your Honor?
Did the President...
No, Your Honor.
No. So, he did not.
It did not, Your Honor.
Yes. So, that's it. Thank you.
The withdrawal from the Rome Statute on the ICC, Your Honor, has effectively or will effectively withdraw further
Trust foreigners to rule on crimes more than the Supreme Court and our lower courts?
Your Honor, if there is an inability to bring cases before the
Yes,
courts,
is
Your
there
Honor,
an inability? We go around in circles. What is the situation now? Is there an inability of our trial courts? You tell us, because we are here in the Supreme Court.
The courts are
Sumuka,
open.
is there inability of our trial courts to attend to human rights cases?
there is no inability.
No inability. Is there an unwillingness of our courts to attend to human rights cases?
Not with the courts, Your Honor.
Not with the courts. So, again, what is the right that was violated? What is the prerogative that was violated? As a matter of fact, there is reverse complementarity in 9851. Is that not correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where is it found? Chapter 8, Section 17. Correct?
Yes, sir.
In the interest of justice, the relevant Philippine authorities may dispense with investigation or prosecution and give it to another court or an international tribunal. Correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So, isn't this unconstitutional by itself?
I would,
Crespo versus Mogul, whenever a trial court already has jurisdiction, it maintains that jurisdiction. Here, it appears to say, walang kwenta pag Filipino court. An American serviceman is caught committing a crime. If there is a court in the United States already seized of that, our Philippine courts must give way according to this. Correct?
that's correct, Your Honor.
Reverse complementarity. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, in other words, there is here a statement that our judiciary is second class to the International Tribunal and to other courts.
I wouldn't want to speculate on that, Your Honor.
Because it is not, correct?
Yes, Your
Because
Honor.
your judiciary can be able, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can be enabled, correct?
That's correct,
Can
Your Honor.
improve and become more efficient, correct?
That's
And
correct,
the
Your Honor.
better that it will become more efficient so that we will have to rely on ourselves, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's self-determination, correct?
That's correct,
That
Your
is sovereignty, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And related, there is preliminary examination ongoing. It cannot be stopped by the withdrawal, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. It
So,
cannot be stopped.
again, what is the actual case?
Well, we are banking ourselves on the transcendental importance, Your Honor, of, again,
Wait,
one...
excuse me. Just because there is something of transcendental interest, the court must step in. Isn't it the doctrine that transcendental interest is only an exception on standing, but not on the requirement of actual controversy?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes. So again, we go back. What is the actual controversy?
The actual controversy here, Your Honor, is that the right to an effective remedy is deprived
Again,
from
which
victims.
effective remedy? I have cited the laws. I have cited that our courts are functional. I have cited that this Supreme Court has in fact opened up to this petition.
Correct, mga kababayan. Effective remedy daw, mga karibin natin. Kung ibig sabihin, remedyoan nila. Ha? Para maging ma-push agad nila, mga kababayan, yung gusto nila, di ba? Ha? Para mapatupad nila yung kanilang kagustuhan, remedyohan nila. Hindi na nila kailangan pa ng Supreme Court, ICC na lang, ganun ba? Tama itong sinasabi dito. Palapakan po natin si Justice Leonen. Napakaganda po yung mga sinasabi. Ha? Ito, pakinggan po natin pa.
And many petitions, in fact, the last petition was even on same-sex marriage. Correct? And the petition before that we heard was on, I think, tokhang and double barrel, if I'm not mistaken. So it's functioning. What remedies have been curtailed?
At the moment, Your Honor, we are not talking about just the courts, Your Honor. At the moment, victims of human rights violations, particularly those covered under...
You mean the International Criminal Court will come here and help the victims?
No, Your Honor. But again, it goes into that principle of complementarity, Your Honor. That if there is no effective remedy being given because the victims are unable to file
Complementarity
cases...
in Article 17 of the Rome Statute says unwillingness and inability, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Inability means a substantial degradation of the judicial authorities within the country involved such that no hearing can be heard impartially, independently, correct?
That's correct.
Are you now claiming that our courts are unable to receive cases?
It is able to receive cases, Your Honor. But again, in terms of
Are you now
investigation
claiming
of
that
these
the
cases, Your Honor,
judiciary, the entire judiciary, is unwilling to address cases that will be filed or have been filed involving the crime that you're mentioning, widespread or systematic willful killing?
that is
So ayan na mga kababayan, no? Wala nang kaso dito si former President Duterte, dahil nyo pa sa dahig. So ngayon si Senator Bato de la Rosa, wala nang kaso dito dahil nyo pa sa dahig. Yan po yung sinasabi dyan mga kababayan, na unwilling ba yung korte natin mga kababayan na mag-take ng ganyang mga kaso? Hindi naman Ha? Lahat ng kaso tinatanggap po ng Supreme Court mga kababayan. Kaso nga lang, walang nagkaso kay former President at kay Senator Bato dito sa Pilipinas. Bagkus ay dinala pa nila sa ICC. Mga ugo kayo.
not our position, Your Honor.
Yes, so again, what is the actual controversy?
Again, Your Honor, the actual controversy for the petitioners in this case is that the fact that since the victims are unable to file cases, not because of unwillingness or inability of the courts, but for example, there is
But
no
you just said
proper
that
investigation.
the
Your
Rome
Honor.
Statute requires complementarity.
Yes, Your
We should
Honor.
clarify that. It doesn't mean that the cases will go side by side,
It
correct?
doesn't mean, Your Honor.
It means that it's like exhaustion of remedies, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
And if there is inability to investigate killings that are happening with regard to the drug war, for
So
example,
there
Your
is
Honor,
inability now.
then it is our position that there is inability, Your Honor, with regard to the investigation and
You are
prosecution
making a
of these
factual
cases.
claim, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, and you want us to agree with your factual claim on the basis of what?
Your Honor, our position is
I
not...
mean, we are designed as a court to stay in a high bench.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, to move ourselves 20 steps backwards and allow the parties to present evidence so that personal anecdotal references will not be what we will base our judgment on, but on the evidence and the proof that is created, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So, again, isn't this a factual question?
The actual case here, Your Honor, is the lack of concurrence with regard to the withdrawal of...
No, I thought you said it was the degradation of the remedies to human rights victims.
That is the effect, Your Honor. Your
The
Honor.
effect. Okay, so the actual case is
Is the lack of the two-thirds concurrence in the
you
withdrawal.
change your
Your Honor.
theory.
No, Your Honor. It is all connected, Your Honor.
Yes, so it is a public right, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, and you are not a senator.
I am not a senator, Your
So
Honor.
what is your standing to raise that?
Your Honor, as a citizen of the Republic of the Philippines, Your Honor, again, the withdrawal, the unilateral withdrawal without the concurrence of the Senate, Your Honor, effectively deprives me of that effective remedy, Your Honor.
The president initiates and writes the content. Therefore, the president initiates the crafting and writes the content of that instrument, which has the effect of law, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes. The effect of treaty on domestic legislation, I think we need to qualify it a bit in order to be able to see how it relates to domestic law. Okay.
Very well, Your Honor.
International law has traditionally affected the relationships of two states, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Insofar as the subject matter of international law, especially of treaties before, it was only between state to state, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor, as far as classical
Yes,
international
and
is concerned.
therefore, whenever there is a treaty under the old conditions, it only affects the roles of the representatives of the state vis-a-vis another state, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, as to the procedure. Your
And
Honor.
of course, there is a possibility that the treaty will also affect the relationship of the citizen of another country sojourning or passing through the other state. Is that not correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
In which case, therefore, that treaty has effect only because it commits the host state to the other state as to how it will treat the nationals from the other state. Is that not correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. The third situation is when a treaty, like a human rights treaty, has the effect of committing a state with respect to its behavior, with respect to its own citizens. Is that not correct?
Agree, Your Honor.
Yes. Tax treaties. Are they of the first, the second, or the